there's a Swiss cheese model. So basically, like different layers of like cheese, right? Cheese has holes in it, and in the classic depiction of Swiss cheese. So each layer of hazard prevention is like a slice of cheese, and there's holes, and that's fine, because if hazard goes through the hole in one layer, it's stopped by solid cheese on the next layer. Or eventually, if you have enough layers of cheese, there is no holes. Like when you stack the cheese together, all the holes are plugged, right, by other slices of cheese. But this is what happened yesterday. Something went through all the holes. I do like that model. It's very helpful to think about it that way. Often with big accidents and stuff, there's like 5 different errors, mistakes leading to it. Yeah, especially something that drastic. Again, the worst one since before the PRC existed. That is insane to think about. So we can like now it sounds like I'm analyzing it, but I don't want to give an impression that I know stuff. Okay, just a disclaimer. I'm just speaking my mind, but I want to discuss with you guys, and we can like share our feelings here. So the most obvious thing that people have been talking about is the cladding, the green net that is outside of the scaffolding, and I assume that is for like preventing people from falling from the scaffolding, right? If I'm correct. And normally it is required that that cladding be made of a fire-resistant material, and I've seen videos of people demonstrating. But nowadays, like, in this like stupid AI age, nothing is really reliable anymore. You can't see a video and take it as fact. But I mean, if it's fire resistant, then I assume that it is fire resistant. Hi Michelle, welcome. I know you just went through your thing, so like we have a little bit of a discussion and like commiseration or whatever, sharing session here. Just chatting. So if it's depressing, feel free to dip out. Yes, the mesh. Yeah, so that cladding, the mesh, it is supposed to be fire resistant, but it wasn't. It just wasn't, and that was obviously corporations, corporate greed, cost cutting. Apparently, they saved like 40 Hong Kong dollars per flat on average, like £4. You know, £4 fucking pounds. How many people died for that? That's insane to think about. That's the first thing. I think that was the most obvious thing. It's to prevent falling and dropping things. Yeah, exactly. That's why I assume it is. And I was really bad, and you can see in the aftermath, like it's all burnt away. It's all gone, and people even like picked up some pieces of it and tried to like safely burn it, and it does burn very quickly. So that might have been the main thing that made it spread. Manufacturers are supposed to lab test them before they can sell it. Crazy they cut that corner, because they're like, we're probably fine. You know, there are other things that safeguard the construction. Nobody's checking. And I did read that apparently there has been like, what's the control? That's not control. What's the word? It's been checked. Like the authorities have like checked the certification of the material, but somehow they let it go. So either they had a fake certification, which is not uncommon in that part of the world. That could have been a fake certification of the fire resistant properties, or corruption. And you don't know either one, but somehow they checked it. They were assured that it is fire resistant, but it wasn't. This sounds so much like a Grenfell Tower fight. Please do educate me, because I'm vaguely aware. I know lots of people have enjoyed the connection, but I haven't. I've been too focused on this one thing to look into that other thing. Right? I want to learn more about that and like what we could have learned from that. But I'm slightly occupied right now, so please feel free to like educate me on like any parallels you see or what I should know about Grenfell Tower. I just know that it's a thing that happened and it was very sad. That's all I know about it. That was in like noughties, right? The 2000 noughties. So many people affected too. Yeah, that's insane. So that's a mesh. What else? Apparently they blocked off windows with like styrofoam, and I don't know. Can anyone? I'm sure there are people who know things in chat because people have been reading up on things. So I don't know for what reason they blocked off all the windows. Is it for convenience or is it for like soundproofing maybe while the construction was undergoing? Oh, I don't know. Sorry, for context, the building was under renovation. That's why. That's why it was. Yeah, it was not being built. They were not being built. If they had been being built, then there wouldn't have been people living in it, right? But they were under renovation. That's why there were people living there. But there was also scaffolding. There were there was styrofoam blocking the windows and everything, and styrofoam was very flammable, and that didn't help at all. The cause of that was the owners using cheaper material that wasn't fire resistant. Oh, great. Yeah, great. That's why. It was 2017. What? Really? Oh shit. Oh yeah. Sorry. It was. I stand corrected. That is a lot more recent than I thought. I just know it was not the current decade. Okay, 2017. That was like a year before I moved here. That feels so recent. I'm going to be honest with you, the textiles and fashion industry is one of the most underregulated, so the certificate could have been faked, which is so messed up. Oh, right, because... Wait, hold on. Do you think that is part of the textile industry? Is that what it is? Polystyrene insulates, but it is also really flammable. No, I don't know. Is it? What is polystyrene? Is it what it's called? Is it polystyrene? Polystyrene is... Which so that's there's the foam, yeah. So I'll be very honest with you guys. I mean, I never hide things, right? I'll be honest. I did not know it was flammable, but that's why I don't work in construction. I don't work in any flammable industry. I make music, and music is generally not flammable. So I didn't need to know that, but now I do because of this, and that's a horrible way to learn something new. So yeah, it was polystyrene, and it was. Was it insulating heat or noise? I could only guess it was noise. Grenfell was recently renovated and used bad material, if I recall correctly. Okay, I see. Yeah, I know that. I know the aftermath of Grenfell Tower, which was that the regulation was much stricter. Because I know some things about like buying a flat or a house. And yeah, that's an important part that you need the certification that they have replaced the flammable material with something that is safe in order for it to be sold. Significant disasters occur during refurbishment always. York Minster and Notre Dame. York Minster, did that happen to York Minster? I didn't know that. I know Notre Dame, obviously. I watched it live because fire preventions are bypassed or turned off. Yeah. Oh yeah, that does remind me. Apparently, the fire alarms weren't working either in those buildings. At least some of them, anyway. That's mad. That is mad. Like, that's the at least alert people that was going on. But no, it was just literally they weren't working, and people would have just burnt alive if they were sleeping, if they had been sleeping. Yeah. So I don't know whose fault that is. It may be like management or something. Yeah, everyone thinks of natural fibers as being flammable, but polystyrene and other plastics are truly scary when manufactured wrong. Well, I mean, lots of people misunderstand materials anyway. Materials have nothing to do with... I mean, they have something to do, but like they don't have like necessary correlations with where they're from, right? It's like what they're composed of. And if you work with them, you should know their properties. Music isn't flammable, it can be fire. I hope mine is, hopefully. Check out my music channel. Oh, sorry, that's not... It feels weird to promote things, but you know, I mean, music is sometimes fire, but not one that spreads. The music itself spreads. It could be, but they may have just overlooked the lack of a certificate and ignored that the material isn't fire resistant. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who made that decision. Someone made the decision, and you know, other people suffer the consequences. If they cut corners on the renovations, it wouldn't surprise me if they just ignore that. That's So you mean the polystyrene foam? Yeah, yeah, that would make sense. So they were like, oh, we're gonna do it on the cheap, and we're gonna put this in just to block, to insulate, and then keep costs down.